Good day, good evening, good night, and welcome, fans from all across the lands on Twitter, on Facebook, on Podbean, on YouTube, and on iTunes. Welcome to our lovely and fucking final podcast of 2016.
Why is it got to be fucking final?
Wait, hold on. Let me qualify that statement. It's not that I hate doing the podcast, but it's just that I just need 2016 in tennis to be done. I just need it to be done. Over. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell happened, but apparently the season is finally over. And I'm not checking for any scrub challenges. And you know I'd be hunting all the scrubs at challenges. I'm not even checking in any of those. And I'm not even concerned that Cece Bellis is in Hawaii.
Why do you even know that?
Because he checks for scrubs.
Right.
He can't be.
But anyway, welcome to our. I think this is our final podcast. If there's any more podcasts of this year, something the fuck crazy happened, and that's not gonna be a good thing. And we might say there might be a special podcast. Might be, I don't know. But I was quite surprised, ladies, that our last podcast was actually our election podcast. I was thought like for some reason we had a podcast after that, but we didn't. But before I go any further, let me introduce the hostesses with the mostesses. I am nothing without these two lovely ladies. And don't tell them that because, you know, they get a little too big for their britches. But let me just introduce, especially the foreign correspondent. We have lovely Andreen from Solely Tennis Travel, who is back from London. She's going to give us all the scoop about the world tour, whatever happened over there in London. And our foreign correspondent from Ohio, we give them a basketball championships and they fucked us over by giving us Donald Trump.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Damn.
Just saying. God, could you imagine if we had given them the baseball too? Woof.
No,
man.
Yeah, I would have had Henry Kissinger being the vice president, but you know what?
The shade I get from being from Ohio
there is an exception.
unreal.
There is an exception in Ohio, and that exception is, of course, and always the Cato Killing podcast, Lavon, Janina from Foreign, Ohio.
Hey.
And of course, there is that guy on the podcast, you know.
Dude.
So, ladies, 16 is finally over. Oh,
whew.
Praise the Lord.
Bless it.
I'm telling you.
I'm not unhappy to say goodbye to it.
Me either.
I'm not unhappy to say goodbye to it.
I've been ready for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months.
I gotta say, you know what? To be honest, I was ready after Wimbledon. When Roger said no go, I was like, I'm with you, Roger. I'm with you. But apparently, Roger didn't get my memo that I was supposed to come on vacation with him too, and you know, the telegram got lost, and then you know, I got stuck here with the plebs. As Andreen was saying, that was not okay. So I was not happy with 2016. I mean, like, we had everything in 2016. We had a murder, we had doping, we had match fixing. I mean, we got
All Lives Matter.
Tanking. All Lives Matter. Oh,
Sexist CEOs.
Oh my God.
We had it all.
Fancy bears.
Dodgy races for number one. Weird number ones.
I'm telling you. I mean, like, oh my God. And of course, we got Andy Murray as number one. I mean, what the hell, 2016? And then Nole is on, I don't even know what to call it, but you know, a spiritual quest, lost. I don't know.
He's on a mental
odyssey. I don't know, but
bless.
I don't know. I just hope the media just don't take that up as a storyboard covering because I just couldn't deal. You know, Roger.
They don't have anything else to talk about.
Roger, please come back quickly and spare us this agony, please. Please, I beg you. I beg you. Don't get injured in Abu Dhabi or wherever you are right now. Yes. So,
Andreen, tell us about London.
London, yes.
London was great. London was great for 2 things. Meeting up with tennis buddies live.
Yes,
that's always really good. And
Could you give some shout outs?
Yeah, who did you meet? Who's a weirdo? Who do you never want to see again? You know.
Who did you sleep with?
I know, right? Shout out to I think on Twitter she's Janina Mommy, but she is Stacy. Is it Stacy?
Hey, Stacy, girl.
Yes, it was Stacy, because I'd never met.
From
No,
here, right?
No.
Oh.
And as always, Susie, who's so fun online and is just as fun in person. The same way. Not that weird thing where you meet the person in person and you're like, wow, you're not at all like you were in Twitter.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, you're only witty in written word, but
I know. She's just as compelling and wonderful in person. And then I also met up with Roz Brit Watch Sports. Had a nice time with her and met the folks who run tennis balls, which is nice, really interesting, and just kind of that was kind of cool. That was the best part of it. The worst part, let me just
Janina, the part she's not telling us the amount of pins she drank along the way. But
the worst part, I will say, the worst part is having absolutely amazing seats. No, I had amazing seats this year, because this year I just was like, instead of buying seats for every single thing that I normally do, I like buy all day, I bought seats for theoretically the best sessions, which were supposed to be the night when the winners played each other, which is Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then on Saturday the night session is usually fun, the semifinal. I had I did not waste my money. I bought great seats, floor seats. So that I can watch.
How did that work out for you?
So that I can watch tragic matches.
And on Saturday, Janina, she capped it off with a nice meal from Olive Garden, double breadstick, all you can eat.
Exactly. I mean, and the thing actually, and the other part of that is that, there's a website that you can go on, and it's viago.uk. And you can buy tickets from people who are selling tickets if they've chosen not to go. So why did I buy absolutely ridiculously great seats for half the price that I spent for normal?
We're not allowed to talk about why that happened.
I mean, I guess I'm not, but but that was the only way I was able to see Monfils, because Monfils played in a day match, and then they constantly scheduled Murray in a day match, so that even though Murray was the winner, he never got to play a night session, which is traditionally the way you can at least count on that. Like the winners from each of the first group, usually the winners from the first group will play the night match. So it's like last year, Federer won a match, and so did Djokovic, so they got the night session. Freaking ridiculous, right? Djokovic won his and Murray won his, but you didn't get that. So it was just kind of, the scheduling of Murray actually really screwed me up. It was great for Murray, but it screwed me up because I didn't get to have the best matches. And I don't know, maybe Murray wouldn't have played that well.
Quick question. I don't have a quick question here. Well, any of them matches even good for you to be the same best matches? But
well, I mean, in the sense that you paid money and you're sitting there for 3-4 hours, right? I mean, at some point in time, his matches were long. And so listen. So
it's quantity over quality.
At this point, we know what people are bringing to the table, so you have to go with length, right? If I didn't want to watch a match that was going to be over an hour, so Murray substantially played like an average, I think 2 hours. He gave 2 hours of his time for most of his matches.
He donated 2 hours.
Donated 2 hours. I mean, were they compelling matches? I mean, he played struggle tennis throughout. But sometimes, when that's all that's at the table, I'll take some really, some pancakes and some
my mother said, when you have no better, you say no matter.
Exactly. So
this might apply. This is applicable for this situation. You had no better option, so you say, you know what? No matter. I'll take it.
So it was ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it was. I'd say probably of all of the years I've been, and I've been going since 99, something like that. I think it's probably No, I've been going through 2009. So I think it's probably the second to last of the worst years. And I think I'm counting that year when David Ferrer.
You went to Shanghai before,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you remember the year when David Ferrer substituted in, and because all the matches were finishing like 6-1, 6-1, and David Ferrer subbed in for somebody, and that was one of the longer matches. 2013 was that?
14.
Was that 2014? Yeah. I think this
somebody pulled out. I think it was in the last stretch.
Yeah, I think this maybe I don't know. This just
that was the year when Murray got bad beaten by Federer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
real pain. But yeah, so that was probably the worst year. This one is a close second.
Man.
I mean, you know what? I'm happy to know that watching it, I wasn't compelled. I wasn't moved by much.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was frustrated in some aspect, particularly in the Raonic Murray match, because I felt, I remarked on Twitter, Raonic is stupid. Because considering that, Raonic had, he had faced Murray before in a big final, we could say, oh, that was a little too much, he choked, whatever the case may be. He got, the moment got ahead of him. Absolutely right. Murray was playing struggle tennis, and that match, struggle tennis. That Murray was winning the key points because of a Raonic error and not on a Murray's winner. And it was and it's almost like if Raonic was allergic to the lead. Every time you give him an inch, you just like,
well, it's the same. It was the same thing with Kei Nishikori. You know what I mean? Think about that. That was like 2 hour first set, that tiebreak. I mean, that was just. I mean, it was just one of those wonderful moments where Murray just had to keep his head down and and really just don't wait for his opponents to mess up, because it was
don't go for too much. Exactly. Because I mean, it was just like what? Like you didn't have to. I was just at one point I was just like why is Venus Williams serving on the court? Why is this happening? I mean, that second serve was redonkulous. I was just like, why is anybody putting this away? Like, what's happening here? What is happening here? Like, this is a man giving me. And when I say the Venus Williams serve, and I'm not just saying this because of the miles per hour, which has always been suspect, but it's the whole discombobulated. When Venus is gonna fuck up, you can tell from the jump, right? You can be like, she falls over, and it's like 50 million pieces. It's like it's like Pinocchio serving or something. It's just like, how many hinges and elbows do you got, girl? I was like, why is Murray? Man. And why is he still winning?
Well, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, Murray is. I just think, what? Everyone was tired, and I was tired, and I think the whole thing felt tired this year. Like, I mean, I'll be straight up honest with it. Usually I'm a huge fan of London. I'm like, it's the most convenient spot, but this year, for the first time, I really looked around like, this is tired. And then I was like, why do we always have to have blue lights? But of course, the blue lights is because it's sponsored. That's because I just wanted like a different light.
Yeah, you were pissy about everything.
I know. I was like, can the lights be yellow tonight, or can it be red or something? I mean, I just wanted them to stage it differently, but they can't because the sponsor is Barkley and their colors are blue. But I just wanted a different vibe. I wanted a different feel. And I think, the reality is everyone was faking the funk, but this was a tournament where it was about Murray and Nole. At the end of the day, it was about that, and you wanted them to get to the end. And even though people put up like good little battles in the middle of the thing, you just never really felt like anyone else was invested in the the rest of the core group. It was just like Murray and Novak and the other six guys. It just had that vibe. Now, of course, I was excited to see Kei, and I was excited to see Monfils, but I mean, Monfils was like flat. I mean, it's like you would think that environment would have been good for him because it was a somewhat faster court. So with his serve, he could be on.
Exactly.
Indoor, that should be cake for him. And I will say that Kei performed better than he normally does, so that was good for him. And
there was no injury pulling out.
Yeah, and even Milos, let's be honest. I mean, for all of his errors, I thought Milos was definitely going to retire at some point, but he never did. And
I want to know how the hell he even got there. How did he get there? A week before, he's talking about a torn quad muscle. Muscles don't heal in a week.
I know, but he and then he never faltered. He kept going.
That's why I'm not buying it.
I'm just telling you. I'm just saying you. Who is this coach? Carlos Moya. Let me just
they must have injected whatever they injected in his leg so that he keep going. Like he'll probably be feeling it this week. But I mean, he was feeling no pain. Like honestly, I was like, I kept waiting. I was like, when is Milos withdrawing? What's your theory?
Can I put forward a little theory? Is that Carlos Moya, School of Spanish Medicine? Just saying. And miracles can happen.
And they were in the UK. You know, Hogwarts.
Oh my gosh, Hogwarts school. But yeah, I mean, it was just a lackluster
because he played. Event. I mean, beyond Murray, I thought Milos definitely played the second best. Well, actually, let me not say that.
He and Kay.
Since Murray won, I guess
he and Kay played the most. They played above their pay grade. Meanwhile, Murray and Novak just played ordinary tennis. But
no.
I think those two.
I wouldn't say Kay would play above his pay grade. Kay played above what he's usually what he usually gives out.
At this point
he looked like he really wanted to do something here. He really looked for a moment. I was believing for a second. I was at that bus terminal and I was like, do I buy a ticket? Do I buy a ticket or do I walk?
You might have. You might have been. I mean, it might have been better. It might have been a better final if you had a repeat of Kay versus Murray, because that was definitely one of the better matches. I mean, the final was. I mean, I didn't pay for that final, and I could have actually, because the year before it was a Federer Novak final, and I just was like, all right, well, do I wanna do it? And I paid. I think I paid like maybe like £114. I know. Just to get, and I think I was in the upper level actually, like maybe the first row of the upper level. And
you just paid for name right there.
I know.
They want the tennis.
But you know what? But this year when the final, I could have probably gotten floor seats for the final for something like 70 something pounds because there were prices like that. But I was like, that's okay. And towards the
buy
end,
yourself 2 bottles of Pam.
Yeah, I was like, I asked myself seriously. I was like, what are the chances that this is going to be a compelling final? And I just didn't think it. I didn't buy into it. So I was like,
I had that. Did you see my meme? I had that meme. I predicted it. I was like, oh God, another no Landy final. Oh God, turn it off.
Well, you know what? Once I saw Novak play Kay, I was like, oh, because the way he played Kay the night before, that had been the most sort of like straightforward. Exactly. Yes. And so I was like, oh.
That was early 2016, 2015.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, so maybe he's going to show up in the final. So if there was a moment I was slightly tempted because I was like, Nole looks like he means business. But then, I don't know what happened. I think Nole decided to sacrifice himself on the altar of being a nice guy. What do y'all think happened? I didn't watch the final.
I watched the final. The final was fucking stupid. It was ridiculous.
What she said.
It was so stupid. It was so fucking stupid.
Was it error strewn? Because that's usually their matches.
You know what? It was. I got nothing. It was stupid.
What?
A lot of people think.
Let me just say.
People think he tanked.
Do you think he tanked like he tanked at the infamous Wimbledon final?
Here's the thing. This was my thought. Because I had people coming at me like, you guys got to talk about this.
Hold up. You don't get to drop that little love.
I was about to talk about it. You just cut me off.
I wasn't talking to you, Janina. You know who you are. You know who you guilty party.
Wait.
You know who you are.
Wait. Are we not in agreement that the very first final that Andy won at Wimbledon is dodgy as fuck? I'm
not saying that did not happen. But what
is that new information?
We live in a world where facts are not okay anymore.
Okay.
Facts are and I would like to be here for 2017. Okay. And I'm just gonna say that 2013 Wimbledon was sketchy and shady as fuck.
So, well, yeah.
I'm just going to say that the 2016 Wimbledon covered all sins. Just like how we're not so sure about Petra in 2011. Yeah. When she won that Wimbledon in 2014, we're just like, okay, girl, you might be legit. You might be legit. So, always covers.
It's not. It has nothing to do. I'm just saying that Murray. I just say that you're about to make your point, Janina, about Novak Djokovic. Sometimes Novak shows up and he's, I don't know, who is he?
A lot of people were just like, he tanked. He fucking handed it over. I am not in that school of thought. Only because he hasn't looked like himself since Wimbledon. He's looked like shit. He's just not been the Novak that we have all come to know and love,
to
really hate.
And he hasn't been that Novak since the Australian Open. I will say that.
I mean,
he was Wells as well. So
you always expect more from him. You always do, because of who he is, what he has accomplished. But given how his 2016 has gone, especially the second half of it, it wasn't surprising to me.
Yeah.
At all.
I give you that. Janina and I had a postmortem about this because I watched the match from first game. I didn't watch the beginning point. I was hoping that there would have been like 4 games out, but everything is long apparently. But I would say that Nole started off. I'm in the school that when I say tank, I wouldn't say that it is like how we consider tanking to be off like the Nick Kyrgios example.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clear that Novak was not giving his 100% out there at all, because, but like I said, Andy was giving me some Venus Williams serve over there, and in the beginning, the first 6 games or so, I think Djokovic dropped like 3 points on serve.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was serving very well. Like he was the one forcing Andy to come up with something. And I guess in the middle of the set, he was just like, fuck it, don't give 2 shits. Nope, not interested in this anymore. I mean, like he just kind of like poof, like and
like
all of
when
a
he
sudden,
plays
like
Stan.
Well, I mean, when he plays Stan, you can see Stan is doing something over there, and at that point, he's just like, do I really want to spend all evening all day and really battle this guy who really, really looks like he's wanted? Because Stan is like, you can tell Stan from the beginning whether he wants it or he don't want it.
Well, he always wants it when he's just about to face Novak, because he always faced Novak in a final. So in a final, he seems to be mentally dialed in.
And Federer knows
unless it's a 250.
Federer knows he can wait Stanley out at certain points, back in the day. But Nole knows he can't wait Stanley out, because you keep on, you can see in those matches, the French Open final, US Open final, and also in the Australian. Oh my God, Stanley had 3 majors? What the fuck? Oh my God, help me, Jesus. He really had 3 majors. Anyway, in the Australian Open semifinals or quarterfinal, it was that Stanley was getting better and better as the match progressed, right? But this wasn't happening. This was not what was happening here with Nole. Just like, I'm done. Nole got broken twice in the second set. Nole, Mr. Gumby, who couldn't flexible and whatever. Andy was running him ragged, and Andy been out there on court for 5 days?
Longer.
He looked like he just like, oh, I have to show up. To me,
Nole went out with a whimper, like he can do occasionally. Every now and then, Nole does that.
I mean, beyond the obvious that he's missing his usual foil, and who really brings it. It's like, I put it this way. Like when you think of it like high school social, I guess, or like college. Yeah. Where the popular girls and this one popular girl thinking like, I'm the life of the party. Oh my God, I'm the life of the party. But she's not really the life of the party. Is that the 2 other girls are really the life of the party, and she just happens to be there, and then people laugh at her joke, because she's present. But when those 2 girls actually like, what, we're gonna take our party elsewhere, and then she's at the party by herself, then she realized, oh, I'm not so funny. All my jokes isn't really working.
I need to be here in contrast to others.
Exactly. I am not a showstopper. I'm not Beyonce. I'm at the front. I'm not Diana Ross. I am the supreme. I need to be in the back.
I'm Kelly Rowland. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm Michelle. No one knows I'm really there. No, I'm wrong. I'm not Realz. Realz. Get yourself. Look. I don't want anyone to come up to me. But you understand what I'm saying? Because
the year lacked energy. The year lacked energy, and Novak really capitalized on that as well.
Right. And
can we just throw in there real quick what Boris said? Because I just like it. Because we've said it all along.
Nope. Boris will not be getting credit because he doesn't give us a check. We said it first. Boris copied us.
Boris copied us.
What did Boris say?
Boris said he thinks that Novak struggled the second part of the year because he had a lack of competition with Nadal and Federer being away from tour.
First and foremost, let's be 100. You see, Boris is trying to be shady as fuck, and he called Murray the foot man. Boris,
Yep.
I mean, that is not even right. But you know, Boris, that's for us to be saying that, okay? But you can come on our show anytime, Boris, and say whatever the fuck you want to say, except that Realz Tennis Podcast isn't the shit. But let me just say, Boris, that you know what, to be quite honest with you, you know what I mean, like, competition for Djokovic. When was the last time that I beat him? 2013? So, but I think for Djokovic, the matchup, the excitement, the build-up between the Federer and his match and the Federer and the Nadal, Vidal and his match, it's much more exciting, you know, fans are coming out, whatever the case may be. When it comes to he and Murray, it's just what? It's just Serbian
or he and Stan. No, I mean, I think
it's British people out there just screaming at each other, and it's just like, this is no fun.
Well, it's also about dominating something else. It's about it's more than winning when you take down Federer or you take down Nadal.
Right, exactly.
More than winning. It's more than winning. So that means more. So you can generate a lot more fire in your belly to go up against those two competitors because you're trying to like destroy a dynasty. Whereas with Andy Murray, what are you trying to destroy? And with you know what I mean?
Murray.
I mean,
English
like,
cabin. I don't know.
You know, I mean, it's quaint. It's quaint, but
it's cute. You know, Miss Marple lives there. You know, but
because you know when Andy's ready, you know when Nola is ready, he owns Andy Murray like comfortably. So it's like, all right, thanks. And I think it's the same thing. I mean, it's different with Stan. Honest to goodness, I really just think that Novak is just totally fucking with fans by making Stan relevant. That's all he's doing to us.
The shade today is unreal.
That's my conspiracy theory about Novak. Novak is like, I'm just gonna fuck with Federer because I'm just gonna lose to Stan every single chance I get in a meaningful fight.
But you see, again, Nola's playing that girl, that C girl in the high school because she doesn't have the real pulse. Because you're not fucking with Federer when you promote Stanley. Because no matter what Stanley does, he's always seen as a chum to Federer. Federer Stanley, exactly. Stanley's like, yada, yada. And Federer rolls into the room. Oh my God, Stan, bye, girl.
No. Listen, Stan is now,
the dynamic, and not only that too.
No, Stan is now occupying terrain that only Federer, Murray, and Delpo occupied, winning slams, winning Olympic medals. I can't believe it. This is like the most galling thing that has happened to tennis for me ever. Is that Stan is comfortably in that group. Ooh. So
I almost fell off my chair thinking that Stanley really had 3 majors.
Yes,
Stanley has one of his 3 consecutive years.
And he has an Olympic medal, which not a lot of the other folks can say. And I mean, he's in that category. He's one of those people.
And oddly enough,
out of his way is, and same for Djokovic. Same for Del Potro is that he has to have a brief stint at number 1. That's it.
And oddly enough, even his Olympic moment outshined everybody. A lot of other Olympic moments with Stanley. It's just like, because, you know, I was just like, oh my God. I mean, like, but you know what?
Atrocious.
I thought this year was gonna be so fucked up. I was like, shit, fuck Marin Cilic is gonna win Davis Cup and he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Like, oh God, like I couldn't deal with this. I couldn't deal with this 2016. I mean, and I hate Marin Cilic, but I just don't love him.
Yeah.
But you know, if a couple of drinks happen, you know, once I mean another.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna say that's not gonna happen, but you know, hey, I don't hate. I think he's present. So let's you know what? But you know.
Let's clean it up. London, it was done. It was nice.
I'm happy. Dusted. Thank you.
Done and dusted. And you know what? And it was good. It was good copy.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying it was good copy for Andy Murray to emerge as the number 1. That got a lot more legs than if Novak had taken it back.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I think for tennis in London or for tennis in the UK, that was important and special. Judy Murray is convinced that her womb is special, and that she's single-handedly saving British tennis, I guess. If you
she might be, yeah.
If you're,
but you know what? Hopefully,
if you train your kids in Spain, but you know, there you go.
I'm just saying. Though I'm not a big fan of, you know, like necessarily British tennis, I hope this would compel the Marcus Willises, the Kyle Edmonds, and
why they got fame without doing much. Why should they be compelled?
Hold on, I'm not even asking for it. I'm just asking them to just get to the fucking gym. Just get in the gym. Just get in the gym. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I don't want to see any pokey, you know, like tubby little chubby English boys running around my screen. You know, God, it's just, you know, we got that. We got too much of that in America. Okay.
Okay. All right. So why are we really here?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
Davis Cup. Let's just talk about Davis Cup. And I just gotta say, hold up. Let me just put this plug in and just by saying it, you know what? ATP, unfortunately, WTA did it better. Just saying.
What did they do
WTA
better?
did their finals, the singles, they did it better.
I guess so.
It was much more compelling, much more exciting. The matches were a little bit better, you know, on a whole. I felt people got their money's worth there.
They had some long matches, just like Andy did. Andy took one for the team by having long matches, right? Was the quality better? Or
I don't
just
remember.
As long? I know, isn't that sad?
I don't remember.
No, Sveta had a nice long match, right? So. But I would say that overall I think the quality, you're probably right. The quality was probably much better at the WTA side. They overall had longer matches in the round robin stages.
And there was a much more compelling story there's a much more compelling story when Cibulkova won. That long road to recovery, plugging away, you know.
I don't really know. Was it more compelling than whether Murray was going to outrun Novak for number one? I don't know.
Did anyone care? I didn't care. Just British press cared.
Okay.
It was just 5 points. And it's like one of those things. It's almost, and to be honest, let's be 100 here. Right. I mean, though Murray has beaten, you know, has some wins against Djokovic. I mean, Murray being number one and Djokovic being number two. It's like Serena being number two and Maria being number one. When it really matters, girl, bye, girl. You know, Maria.
You never know. Listen, we all get to revisit this moment immediately in about 30, 40 days when we have the Australian Open.
That's right.
That's Novak's home ground. If Andy Murray can steal that from him, we can talk, okay?
Then we can consider him legit.
Then we can.
He can get into our Hall of Fame.
Yes, I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people that don't believe Murray's number one. The math says it. Same.
So he is.
So he is. They're number one. The math.
How long can you keep it?
How long? For us, it's like good. Now what you gonna do next year?
That's right.
That's all we care about.
That's right. Nobody cares.
Exactly.
We don't care until you defend your title, Angie Kerber in Australia, because you got to, and Murray steals it from Djokovic.
We'll see.
That's if you do that, then people are going to be like, "Wow, this is a real reckoning." If you don't,
that's right.
It's just going to feel like Novak Djokovic gave it to you.
I'm holding out hope for number 18 for Federer. That's all.
I don't know.
I'm not interested in any other storyline on the men's side except number 18 for Federer.
Well, it's gonna be a long.
Number one for Nick. Number one for Monfils. You know, anything else is just like whatever.
So we're here to do what?
Yes, but Davis Cup. Let's just say congratulations to Argentina. You've saved tennis 2016. You have. We almost ended on an obituary, but you know what? You had a celebratory note.
It was fun. That's all I've got. It was fun. It was fun.
Let me just say, you know, Del Bonis, people may not know you, but now they know you in Argentina, okay? And I gotta say, maybe we shouldn't have these.
Because Del Bonis beat Federer.
Like I said, Del Bonis, now we know who you really are. You brought home the Davis Cup title for Argentina. Fantastic. And Delpo, let me just say, Delpo, can we not start our matches in the third set, please? Can we start our matches maybe in the first, second set, maybe? Warm up, because had you done this shit, we could have been watching with Olympic gold medal. Now I gotta watch Murray with 2.
Well, you know what though? I mean, just be honest. I think Delpo wanted Marin to experience that feeling of losing from 2 sets up again.
I get it. You know what? Look. You know what, Delpo? I appreciate that. You know what? Because you just said, marriage. You know what? I am the one who owns Federer, and I'm the real U.S. Open champion. Okay. And you know what? Hey, Delpo, however you get it done, deliver the message with shade is always appreciated in this corner. So I gotta say, Delpo, good for you. But I'm just saying, this might well be cute for the Davis Cup, but when we're on the tour, okay? Okay.
Did you guys read? No. Did you guys read that Del Potro played and won that 5th set with a broken finger?
Oh, good Jesus!
Del Potro broke his finger at the start of the 5th set on his left hand.
I got no time for that. Okay.
And still won. The man is. You know what? Let's just give it to Delpo though. He's a beast. This year, Delpo has.
I call him beast boy forever.
ridiculous.
That is remarkable effort on his side.
Ridiculous storyline this year. I mean, in a year where Andy Murray ends as #1, it's Delpo that really was like the
story. It's a more compelling story.
Oh, fantastic.
Because Janina was writing him off at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Oh, shut up.
No, I mean, but you know what? Regardless of that, like, I think did he win? Did he win one? He won 1 title. Somewhere.
Yes, I think he did. Yes.
Yeah, in was it indoors? He won 1 title and then took a medal. But the most important thing is that he beat all the people that are his like. I mean, these are the standard bearers. He beat them.
The people who were there with him when he was on top.
Exactly.
Like there were people who.
I think he did the thing Janina is probably going to appreciate most of all. He made Novak Djokovic cry. Like, literally, Novak Djokovic walked off court in tears.
That was great. I didn't mind that at all.
That's what Delpo did for you. Okay.
Yeah.
You know I kind of forgot about that. I just found a whole new love for Juan Martín.
He did that.
And she just found her favorite moment in 2016.
Exactly. With Novak Djokovic, between that moment of Novak Djokovic crying and Novak Djokovic also crying as he left Dubai because he had an eye infection.
Whatever.
Novak cried.
Some sand got in his eye. That's what that was.
I thought Delpo cried a lot. At least Delpo cries happy tears.
Novak cried some sad tears this year for you.
So let's
roll up into the party.
Let's roll up into the party. Why are we here?
Woohoo!
Apparently, we're giving out awards. I'm telling you. And you know what? This year we didn't have an award show, did we?
No, we skipped it.
We usually several. Award show like the end of the summer, but we were done with the tennis.
God.
There was nothing to give. I'm not sure that there's anything to give now, but hey, we're gonna
we still got to roll out we got to end the year on a high note with celebration of the things. We're going to celebrate the things we enjoyed and we're going to rag on the things we didn't, and that's how we do it. Yeah. Start us off, Realz. Tell us where we're going.
So I don't know. I don't know how we're doing this per se, because
it's okay. We don't need a format.
We're gonna just anoint our nominees. You give us the category. We're gonna tell us. We're gonna make our bid for what we think is that, and then we'll leave it up to the fans to decide. We don't have to decide. We just give our nominees. Okay.
So I guess one of the infamous favorite moment of the year. That's too early for that category.
No. Let's not start there. We're gonna start with the best Vulture moment.
Best Vulture
moment. I mean, well, you gotta give it up to. You ain't got anybody else but Queen Andreen. I mean, like.
Oh shit!
I mean, it gotta be Queen Andreen.
Shady bitch today.
Queen Vulture. Queen Vulture. Sorry, Andreen ain't no Queen people.
Queen Vulture.
She's not Queen Vulture.
Best Vulture on tour goes to Angie Kerber.
Did we really feel the pulse of the beat of the pulse, or whatever you may say, last year when we doled out that award to Angie last year? Did you really?
She lived up to the hype. That's for sure.
She was gonna snatch 2 majors, not 1 but 2, and got to 3 finals.
She wasn't my Queen Vulture this year.
Who's yours?
I think who?
Puig.
Girl, stop.
At the Olympics.
Stop it.
What?
No, I mean, you make a good
see her
point.
coming.
That's a good case. She makes a good case for Puig. Because think about that. Puig just annihilated everyone in her path.
Anybody tell me they had her winning the gold medal in Rio, and I'm gonna call you a fucking liar. Come on.
To be honest, I didn't even know she was in the draw.
There you go. There you go.
I just gotta be honest. Today's Sunday. I gotta tell the truth. I didn't know she was in the draw, and I was like, "What?" She just
and there she was with a gold medal.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there she was. I mean, like, and I gotta say, I mean, like, she played fearless balls to balls tennis. I mean, like,
she did.
She did it. She
didn't get who was across the net.
She stole that. Yeah, I gave my I gave my Vulture to, well, I have a female one and a male one, but best Vulture on the WTA by far is Angie Kerber, because she snatched that number one quietly and said Serena, while Serena was like, "Bye, I'm not coming." She's like, "Thanks."
Like playing this year.
Thanks.
And I think she did all the things that that she needed to do to make that seem like a legitimate title, like
very
create
much
a sort of
a
big rivalry between her and Serena. She snatched one of these majors out of Serena's hands.
Definitely.
She was not necessarily consistent on tour, but the matches where she lost, she fought hard. Her fitness is okay.
Yeah, so she felt like a vulture. There. She felt like a vulture. She felt like the person who took advantage.
I'm happy to see that 2015, that whatever she was doing in 2015, she continued, and it's paid huge dividends this year in 2016. Let's see how that goes in 2017. But she's definitely up there. Honorable mention to Pliskova. I mean, she didn't win titles per se, but you know what? She was there on the perch. She was there, looking around.
I didn't feel like Pliskova had the energy of a vulture. There's she
doesn't show much energy at all.
You know what I mean?
Thank you very much.
There's something, there's something about a vulture that makes it feel like there's a lot of effort being expended. Like, I think an honorable mention probably for the Asian swing is Petra Kvitova. Like, she seemed like she was ready to start vulturing some things in the Asian swing. She was the only one that seemed on fire, aside from Svetlana. But Svetlana's run didn't feel as vulture-y as, I don't know why. I don't know. Something about, it's just the nature of
because you always expect more from Sveta. You never know with Sveta, right? You just never know what you got. Like, this week she cares. Is it the week she cares? Is this a match she cares? You know what I mean? It's like you see her carrying against Serena in that Miami, and then show up against Azarenka, and it's just like, I don't care anymore.
Well, I mean, I think partly the reason why Kerber ends up being a vulture for me is that it's because it's less about what she did and more about who's missing. That sounds harsh, but that's kind of what it means for me. It's like there's no Vika, there's no Sharapova, and there's no Serena. This is your time to.
That's prime moment to vulture for sure.
Vulture. Which explains why Andy Murray is also my male vulture.
Hey. Ooh. Man, Murray is getting shit on today.
I mean, it's not that it's just like, you just feel like if all hands were on deck.
Oh, I know.
He wouldn't have been a number one.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
I mean, but that's what it means to be a vulture. Like, it doesn't mean that we don't value what you did, because it takes a lot to vulture. You really have to stay engaged. But if all things are equal, you're not going to be there. That's just my...
So we've got me at the Olympics and you two, Kerber, through all of 2016.
Yeah.
There's vultures.
Am I missing somebody? I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Did you guys pick a guy?
I didn't pick a guy.
I didn't pick a guy.
Look at you. What's wrong with y'all? Why are you all assuming that vulturing is a female art?
No, it's not that. It's not that. I tell you why. Because I tell you, the women don't respect rank. The women smell an opportunity.
That's true.
They just need to see a crack, a chink in an armor, and they are in there hammering. The men, well, Andy Murray's not really the best, but you know what? He's a nice guy. Let's just have him, You can have number one.
Man.
Why not? Hey,
he
deserves it. You know, he deserves it. You know, because number one is charity.
What was the worst marketing of 2016?
Oh, it's such a clear winner. It's gotta be. No, it's gotta be. You gotta tell me the clear winner. There can only be one.
Okay, what's yours?
It's gotta be Novak. Bring the love.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Is there anything beyond that?
I mean, it was the worst marketing because first and foremost, it was awkward.
It was very awkward.
Second of all, it was almost. It was rainbow, which I don't mind. I appreciate gay love, but I don't think that's what he was intending with all the multicolored hearts. And then, so it was kind of confusing. And then number 3 was the awkward gesture.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 4 was the fact that he stumbled on bringing the love for the second half of the year. Like he himself didn't bring his own love to the sport. So he didn't bring love.
And most importantly, you can't be talking about peace, love, and harmony and you're acting like a fucking banshee on the bloody court. You just can't. You know?
Yeah, he didn't maximize all that bring the love mean. Like bring the love could mean bringing love.
When the camera is on you, you can have that meltdown moment in the background in the locker room. But
what are you talking about? Did he get suspended though?
Nope.
Let me just say that these number 1 and number 2, someone gotta have to talk to them about their behavior because let us not forget that Andy Murray
keep with the category. Keep with the category. Keep with the
category. Just saying.
You can use that as best beef later. But
I would have to, I can't think of any. I mean, like I just think generally tennis was just horribly marketed this year. In general, I didn't feel like any sort of like real build up, any excitement to any tournament. All the tournament just felt want to me. Even the U.S. Open was just kind of like I was there. It was stale. I mean, they had a People's Day, and then they just put all the fucking doubles and one firing at the court. They didn't maximize, you know, it's just an effort to just get people to come out and spend money. So I've always, I think Bring the Love was always a shitty, horrible thing. So I am gonna jump on that bandwagon.
For me, it was the hype around Kerber being number 1.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it. I felt like every single chance anybody got to talk about that, they were talking about it, and I'm like, shut up. Shut up. We know. Just shut up.
Can I just add that, you know, Andy Murray being this awesome number 1 by 5 points was just way overplayed. Just way overplayed in the latter couple of months.
Was it seriously only 5 points?
It was only 5 points. Yes, it was.
Oh,
okay.
Jesus.
All right. I have 2 honorable mentions that I just remembered. One was the Nole Slam. That was very poor. I feel bad. Yeah. 4 in a row.
That's up there for my best beef.
No, well, I mean, I meant it as a marketing coup. It just didn't go. It didn't go anywhere, and that's sad. And then the second one was the WTA Singapore without Sveta.
Oh,
the marketing all around that was
all the pictures, and then really Sveta on the plane.
It was really awkward. So I thought those were 2 poor runner-ups.
Well, you know what? In WTA defense, though I don't always defend them quite often, because you know I think their marketing is bullshit, right? WTA 2017. Can we have a WTA 1,000 points, please? Bullshit. But let me just say, WTA party is just like come whenever. It don't matter what time you come to the party. Better late than never. Okay.
You know,
let me just say,
the all access hours
ATP would never, ever be running this shit like that.
Oh no!
I'm just saying.
Oh no, they did though.
You gotta give Jack the jacket, right?
No,
you gotta give credit where credit is due. ATP would never run this shit like that.
Okay,
never.
You know what though? We can't even. ATP World Tour Finals marketing, piss poor. What were they doing on their computer? What were they? Why were people phoning in?
Okay.
What happened to the full ceremony that we used to get for World Tour Finals?
Okay, last
there
day
wasn't anybody there.
When someone decided, you know what, it's gonna be a liability. Somebody got sued.
That was really bad.
You know what? So, I mean, option B. Let's just say option B wasn't a good option B.
Oh my god!
I mean, and what about the suit? We didn't get this. We didn't get a suited picture. We didn't get selfies. We didn't get them in front of any kind of iconic London thing.
Andreen.
We didn't get and the players didn't show up on court to receive their awards. They like video phoned in. It was a mess.
Yeah, because Federer was ain't coming in for that shit. I ain't coming for that shit.
That's fine, but it was so low rent. Usually you do get an award when you go. That was something that was missing as well. Like, I mean, obviously the players were not around. I guess they couldn't have flown them in. But, why give out this freaking award? Why give out this award if you don't, or at least project it on the screen during like a halftime show when you're waiting for the next act to come on at the World Tour Finals? That didn't happen. So at least the WTA Singapore thing tried. At least they tried. Those pictures
at least the ATP had all the players there. I'm just saying. In 2016, we're only accepting the bare minimum, okay? Just basic level. And ATP had all players, 8 players, present and accounted for.
In their hotel room on a video chat phone. What the fuck?
Yeah. They want clearing baggage, okay? They want checking bags, okay? I don't even think Speder showered after Moscow. He was just like, put on a tracksuit, a sweatsuit, and let me get on this plane right this moment. Look.
Okay, fine.
ATP, Tennis 2016 is about bare minimum.
So yeah, there were some marketing misses. Those were really poor.
But perhaps let's be honest here. Perhaps it has to do with who's present, right? Because let's be 100 here. Some people are divas, right? And we know Diva Doll don't do anything low rent. And he's gonna be like, no, it's not happening. No. No. And Federer's only going to give you a look. I'm so sorry, Mr. Federer. We would never consider this ever again.
No.
Won't be happening.
I mean, it was really poor. It looked cheap.
Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd at 2016. I mean, let's be 100
but there were new people there. And they
don't know any better.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You had new players there, and you didn't do any of the iconic imagery. I mean, think about the top 8 pictures we've had throughout the years. The ones where they were in that library. The other one where they were sitting when they were standing in front of the London bus.
Like I said, Federer wasn't present, and then the whole class just
it fell apart. So that was
whole class. That's to tell you. So Federer, a post-career thing is to run this World Tour Finals, okay? Because you bring class and elegance.
It looked cheap.
It was cheap. It didn't only look cheap. It was cheap.
I would have rather. I wanted
ATP Finals this year looked like a student fail. It did.
I know. I wanted the bumbling Boris like Janina did. You remember Janina did a whole thing on Boris last year? We couldn't even get that moment again. I mean, look at how many fun moments we had. You remember the look that Andy Murray and Federer gave? They're like, what the fuck?
Boris says,
that's why Federer opted out this year.
Rule number 1. And anyways, Andy.
It was great. I mean, you still gotta try. We had none of those laugh out loud moments.
No, not even one.
We didn't have an epic selfie, and we didn't have an epic selfie from the WTA Singapore.
What you did get is Monfils minimizing that X-Tube Chrome window and showing up in his Skype. Oh, here I am. Yeah, I'm here now. Ready. Yeah.
I mean, so low rent. Anyway, move on.
I'm telling you, he decided to Blair Witch Project event. So I can hear.
So who had the best beef?
Best beefs. I have a couple of nominees. Go for yours.
Oh,
mine. Kyrgios against the world.
For sure.
I mean, I don't know what topped that. I don't. That poor kid gets shit on more than anybody.
Oh no, I got one to top yours.
What?
I got 2 to top yours. The Russians versus WADA. Every day, every single day. And Sharapova versus Fax.
When she's right, Janina. Just can't. just can't tell that. I mean, she was on my list, but I didn't quite put it like that. And you're absolutely
versus
right.
her clothes.
Who?
Keith Mladenovic versus her clothes. I don't know what going on with her. She was always having problems. Anyway, but yeah, those are my two votes.
That's an honorary. I agree. I'm right there with you. Maria definitely votes as fact.
I mean, I kept thinking about do you remember how much the Russians fought? Why? I have no idea why.
Oh man.
It's like this year was the fight. What about yours, Realz? Any beefs?
I mean, definitely Maria versus facts. The Maria stands versus
that's true.
Logic, facts, WADA, ITF, all of Twitter. They were even against Maria. They were even fighting the things that she actually said. No, she didn't say this. She did. She did. I would not only Maria against fact, I would just say Maria against paper, because apparently
Maria against her mouth. I didn't click the link.
Well, I mean, I guess Maria versus her own versions of the facts too, because she would say like, oh, it wasn't even on the paper. There it is. It was right there. So.
I forgot to unfold the pamphlet.
Oh, okay. I didn't check my email, but you checked this email where they tell you it was suspended though. So Maria versus her version of the facts. Max too.
That's great.
I have to say also, we can never forget Nole versus the journalist.
Yes, I had Nole versus the British media specifically.
Oh man.
Right. And by extension, we have to say, just for the beginning of the year, just until the French Open, because I don't want to say, but Nole fam versus the whole world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just they're always fighting, but apparently they have to sip a cup of chamomile tea. Actually, they're probably swigging a jug right about now. But, they're all calm, cool, and quiet these days. You know what? Hey, thank you, Andy. Those are. Can't think of any beef.
Oh, I have another beef. It's a Twitter beef.
Oh, I guess my beef with Venus all lives matter, but that's fair.
I mean, I have one. American male tennis players versus cultural pluralism.
Oh boy.
That's it. American tennis player, Isner, and Harrison, the whole lot of them, a good chunk. Noah, what's his name? Noah Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Noah Rubin.
What is the Tennyson Sandgren, whatever his name is? Basically, a lot of those players versus books.
They're in the Maria school of thought. They just don't
books.
deal well with facts.
Edifying books. They're all competing against edifying books. They haven't learned. And you know what? For a brief spell, there was a mild moment. This is going to take you guys way back. Tomic versus Federer in that press conference, Brisbane press conference, where Federer was reflecting on how he thought that Tomic, had done well, but he still needed to show some more progress and consistency. And then Tomic came back and said that he thought that Federer was very far from Novak Djokovic in terms of his tennis. That was in the halcyon days of the before the world went to shit.
Honestly, I guess I would get an honorable mention or just honorable consideration, because I would say, because that wasn't even really good shade. You know what I mean? Because that was just like an amateur, like a kid trying to piss with the big boys. Yeah. And he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready yet. Because, at the end of the day,
he disappeared for the rest of the year. So
thank you very much. And not only that, Federer is the only one who is keeping Novak legit on it. So until he can do that, we ain't checking for you. Plus, Tomic has his own beef with Tennis Australia. So he needs to...
Those are my beefs.
Before he checks somebody else's call, he needs to check his own beef.
Right. So do you have a player-coach combo of the year? Because I don't have one.
I have a few. The best, obviously, hands down, is Murray Lendl. Like, Linda clearly knows how to school Murray. I don't care what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I guess.
He clearly knows how to do it. And then I had the worst one was Simona Cahill. I don't know.
Oh, I could top that. What
do you got?
So, I mean, this might be a little tongue in cheek, but my best player coach combination, it gotta be Gabina Muguruza and Sam Sumik. It gotta be that.
That is the anti-coach team.
Right?
What is that?
Look. When you could make magic happen at least once, that's all you need to do. You just need to. I mean, like, he made magic happen at France.
Yeah.
He made it happen where it really needed to count. Okay, so.
God, I feel for him though. I have to say, I feel for him. When I watched him coach her, I was like, "Oh, girl." Or you know who I thought was a good combination, but apparently she didn't. Hochstead versus Hochstead and Madison Keys. I thought he took her places. Yeah, like why would she need that coaching pair?
I don't know.
He had her moving better, and also it seemed to me mapping out.
She wasn't crying.
Yes,
she wasn't crying,
and it looked like she was attempting to see a couple points ahead in her matches.
And for a moment, she looked like she was
a real contender.
Exactly, that she was legit. And I mean, that's really hard to do, but you know. She probably gonna be like, you know, he wanted me to be another Maria. Bitch, Maria does win.
I know. At the end of the day, say what you want. I mean,
she be winning something.
And obviously, Stan and Magnus, I guess, is fine. But you know, because when Magnus is not there, I don't know what Stan knows. I don't think Stan knows what to do. Like, Stan and Magnus.
You know, when Magnus is not there, you know, Stan hired Magnus because Federer was occupying Severin too long, right? That's what that was, right? You know,
but it turns out that Magnus knows exactly what to say. He says knows exactly what to say. Get it. That's what he said. I don't know.
I think Magnus feel that, you know, he's dealing with that Stanley is his child, and sometimes you know
he's like a child. Yeah,
Magnus just feel like, you know, I need some time away from you. Okay,
I got 2 kids. I got
real kids that really depend on me, that I file on my taxes. Okay, I got kids that I can really claim, and you right now, I'm just gonna you know. And maybe I think sometimes Donna get too fucking annoying. Just like, you know, I can't deal with this teenage bopper party. I just gotta go deal with real children. So maybe that's it.
And I think Cilic and Bjorkman. I think Cilic had a nice fall under Jonas Bjorkman. I think.
Yeah, I think, you know.
So that was good. But I do I do feel for your Sam Sumik. I think that's.
Yes, I do think mine should definitely be. Should be in the running, people. Fans, just let you know, please. Sumik and Muguruza. I'm just saying.
That's our bit.
When somebody isn't winning more than 3 matches, she's barely getting out of she's barely getting out of the second round, and that's only because she's in the second round because she got a bye. Just saying. and then show up in Paris, and then woof.
And I guess Angie Kerber and Steffi Graf, whatever magical thing she whispered in her ear. So.
You know, thank you, Janina. Thank you, Janina, because I hate those narratives.
I just dropped that one for you.
Tell me Steffi Graf showed up on camp and was working with Angie, and then maybe something I might buy into.
For a week. All she needed was a week of pearls of wisdom.
Oh, Jesus. Anyways.
You know, Steffi was on that phone with Andre. Andre, are you looking at some woman's skirt again? No. Did I say that out loud? Oops.
My God.
So anyways, yeah.
Oh my God.
What was your match that fizzled?
I
have 2.
What were yours?
And as I was thinking about it, I was like, why does Murray keep coming up?
I was about to say any Murray match.
So for me, it was the Wimbledon final and then the ATP Tour final.
Oh my God, those are my top 2 too.
These were so tall.
And we are unanimous in that. We are your
in both of them, such big moments for British tennis and for Murray, and they were like wah wah wah. I mean, and then at the end of the ATP one, the finals, he wins. You're number one. He doesn't smile
because he knows it's like that was shit. Sorry.
Oh wow.
Have you noticed that all of Murray's pinnacle moments always come in?
He looks so stunned.
He's like, well, all right, that's not as good as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I think sometimes I think sometimes these people sort of like buy into. They almost look like, I don't know what it is. Like, I guess they probably buy into a fantasy of what it would be like when they cross the finish line, and they don't really enjoy the moment in the tennis. You know what I mean?
If it's not enjoyable. I think Murray likes a grind fest, and he usually wins after some sort of
yeah. After he cusses out, his shoes and his box and his
You're not clapping. You're not a stand up. That was a good serve. Get up.
I mean, that's my most favorite thing about Murray, to be honest. The meltdowns.
No. Do you have any other? I have two honorable mentions.
What
are yours, Realz? Janina and I were dead on with our time.
As I said, we were unanimous in that those two matches, and there were matches that I told myself I'm gonna miss these matches. I'm not gonna watch these matches, and then I end up watching every single point. I'm trying to think of
Angie versus Petra at the U.S. Open was really bad. Remember, everybody thought, "Ooh, this could be good." If it's not,
yeah, that was a snooze fest.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
And Madison, you remember the Madison Keys Simona Halep final in Canada?
Yes.
That was
horrible.
That was subpar.
I did watch it at the gym, and I was like, "Oh my god, can this elliptical just take me over and knock me out?" I'm trying to think of a. No, that was probably it. I guess. Serena versus Svitolina. Serena was just like, I need to get the fuck out of here, Rio. It's not doing conducive to me at all. So that definitely.
Was it a fizzle match for her, or I mean, because I thought Svitolina played well.
I'm not saying I think Serena should, but I just they want this wasn't going to be like a continuation of like London. She's just like, I'm just here to beat Alize, and that's done over with. You know what? And you know what? Let me go and give Janina some hope and tell her I am showing up in Cincinnati.
Yeah, right, bitches.
That's true. Sorry, yeah, she didn't do that, did she?
So yeah, I think that was sort of like for me. It was like,
okay,
but definitely a lot of the matches. I mean, because for the WTA, you can pull some measure of some storyline out of it.
There were some matches that were. But I thought those two were the ones that didn't quite live up to what you would hope.
Nothing. So blah.
Nope.
I know.
Blah, blah. Wait, I haven't done this all night long. Definitely.
Yeah. So this was fun. Who should write a tell-all? Who do you got, Andreen? You always have really good ones.
So I've got titles and everything.
Okay.
Okay. Nole's is gonna be Nole and his many loves.
His gurus and women.
I'm gonna go last.
And Svetlana Kuznetsova playing both sides.
Oh.
I think that should be offside. That should be offside.
And Angie Kerber is gonna have a how-to, and the book is gonna be called "What Steffi Told Me."
How to Vulture #1.
And Andy Murray is gonna continue with his saga, "The Secret to Andy Murray."
Oh man.
There's no secret to Andy Murray.
Judy's gonna write one super womb.
My wombs are coming.
Janina, I'm leaving line for that. Even mine for last.
Okay.
Tell me.
I want to tell all from the Meldonium Manufacturing Group.
I don't think you want to tell all. I think what you want is a secret document. Is the test. You need the test.
No, I'm absolutely convinced that this drug was manufactured for athletes.
I think it's gonna be called. It's gonna be called "How to Climb a Mountain." How to climb mountains. Oh man! Oh, that book is gonna be good though.
Yes. It's gonna be like you know what's gonna be so wonderful about that book? It's gonna have everyone's. Like how when I don't know if it caught. I'm sure it didn't caught you, Janine, Andreen, but when the what's that book? Those series on TV, Game of Thrones. When the Game of Thrones book came out, everyone who wasn't into that kind of world was reading it. Black, white, Asian, old, young. Everyone read it. Everyone was speaking Westeros. So when this Meldonium book comes out, everyone's gonna be speaking scientific and chemistry and bio.
The Miracle of Meldonaut. I want it.
You.
I want it. What else?
How to climb a mountain. 2 capsules a day. The magic of Meldonia.
From Russia with Love. Go ahead.
No. It's from Latvia with love.
That's a cover up.
No, motherfucker. It's from Russia with Love, bro. Oh, bless.
All right, what do you got, Realz?
Okay. I'm surprised none of you ladies said it, but you know what? I want Yelena's Djokovic book. And it's gonna be like, let me smell your dick. That's all I want to read. That is my reading for 2017. That's it. Santa Claus, put that in my stocking, please.
That book is not gonna get published with that title.
But we all know
the title is gonna be called "Smell Your Man." It's gonna be translated into English. Smell your man.
Or the scent of a cheetah.
Oh man, that's brutal.
We gotta move on. Quick, next category.
I'm out.
I don't even know.
I'm out.
Oh my god.
Next category is.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Santa, can I have that book, please? Please.
Oh my god.
Because you know what? I mean, let's be 100 here, people. Let's be 100 here.
Oh my god.
Too many series are swirling around, but what happened to Nole after Wimbledon?
I don't care.
And it's time that we get the truth.
Well,
okay?
when she writes the book, we'll enjoy it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Smell your man.
Something's going on.
I don't even know what to say.
But this is a real song. Check it out. Risque. Check it out.
Okay, fine.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, what's
Next category is Janina.
Most memorable quote.
Most memorable quote.
I got one. Wait, let me start. Let me start. I wanted to let you know that a few days ago, I received a letter from that I failed a drug test at the Australian Open. I did fail the drug test, and I take full responsibility for it. That is the quote heard around the world, bitches.
My most memorable quote along the same lines. I didn't click the link.
Oh, I got one better for you. Charlie, they wanted to give me 4 years.
Okay, I got you guys. I got you. Listen, the quote heard around the world. In my next life, when I come back, I want to be someone in the WTA because they ride on the coattails of the men. They don't make any decisions and they're lucky. They are very, very lucky. If I was a lady player, I say, I'd go down every night on my knees and thank God that Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal were born, because they have carried this sport. They really have.
Thank you, Mr. Simon.
Oh my God. Oh, Raymond Moore. Never heard from
Oh,
him.
yeah. Raymond Moore. Hey, they're all scuzzbags. Who's Simon?
Oh my God. Not. You've just combined those two. That is unpleasant. Oh my God, that's my favorite. Okay. Any others? Go for it. Realz, get another one up in there. Oh my God, that's my favorite.
No, not right.
Ooh, all right, that was a good one. Do you have a best tournament? Because I don't. They all fucking sucked.
Oh, what did I put? I think I did I do best tournament, or did I go which tournament turned out to be a bust? That's what.
All of them?
No.
No. Oh, you know what? I thought this year, I have to say, I'm voting this year on the WTA.
What? I got it. I got it.
What?
Tournament that turned out to be a bust?
What?
God don't like ugly. Dubai duty free.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Oh, yeah.
Come on. Let me know which one. Even Cincinnati did better than you, motherfuckers.
Oh, that was the worst for them. Oh, man.
I don't like ugly.
Oh, it's the worst. Oh, I have to say, on the WTA side, all of Asia was subpar this year.
Yeah.
That was, like, not great.
You know why? Because we didn't have a Vulture.
We need a Queen Vulture that matters, and it wasn't Petra.
No.
You need someone endearing. Is she endearing? Maybe. Maybe a little bit.
No, she's the village idiot.
Having a Petra is in bikini on the beach doing some summer reading.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I did not have a best tournament.
If you had to eliminate one tournament based on how it was this year, just said, let's just erase it. Let's pretend it didn't happen. What would that be?
The French Open?
ATP Vulture Finals.
I can't take you through anywhere.
I hate the French Open. I fucking hate it.
You know what?
Well, that's a long time ago.
You would take it out. You don't have to see it on TV, because guess what? They don't show it in America.
Listen, I listen to it on the radio. That's the best part.
Actually, get rid of the French Open every year since 2009, Janina. Let's be 100
No,
now.
but you know what? I will say that this year was not great, right? I mean, maybe on the men's side, it was horrible on the men's side. And then I guess on the women's side, it was okay because you've got mugs. But yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I remember it was raining the whole time. It was
Isn't it this year that something fell on somebody's head? Was it this year or last year?
I think it was this year.
I mean,
and we had a semifinal with Dominic Thiem.
You know what? That was my breakout moment of the year, though. Dominic Thiem making the semifinals. That was right. A young person doing something.
Well, she's already jumped to it, so let's go. Oh, yeah. My other quote, but it wasn't really memorable, was Vika announcing her pregnancy. That was
that was just weird.
I mean, you know what? We should have knew something was wrong with 2016. We should have known. But you know what? We were just used to crazy and madness. We're just like, we have a doping scandal. This one says she's pregnant.
July was just bad because we had Vika saying she's out for the year because she's knocked up. We had Federer say he's out for the year because, he's just done.
He's not going to rest
that. No, I said he's done. He's got to rest that.
I'm not saying he's knocked down.
July
his body
was just bad. And then you had Wimbledon where all it did was fucking rain.
Oh, yeah. I am limited. I said that Wimbledon, aside from the Federer match against Cilic, was just really bad. Overall, actually, there was nothing.
Well,
really
there was a good part.
I mean, only on the men's side. The women's side was great, but the men's side was
Sam
bad.
Querrey's only out in the third round,
and Serena got 22.
But that's right. That was a lot of people's on Twitter's favorite moment of the year was
22. Yeah.
How can we forget? I mean, we forgot like a beef, whatever.
James
just
Ward.
The Russians versus Russians versus facts, just Russians in general, because those WTA Russians, they're just like.
I did have the WTA players, but
those Russian ladies were just like, they're just like spinning all kind of tea. God.
Yeah.
Vesnina, Makarova, their propaganda is to the maximum.
Well, I think
they
my
were raised that way.
I think my favorite coaching pair though was the WTA versus Talking Points. WTA/Talking Point.
We're not gonna shame Maria.
That was weird.
We're not gonna say anything.
That was a weird.
But we are ready to put her.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, children.
Kiki,
but they're ready to put her talking points up on their website. Got no time for them and their bullshit.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay, so let's jump to the breakout moments of the year for y'all. What were your key moments?
Yeah, I don't even. I mean, this year sucked, you guys.
I have a couple. Tell me how they ran for you.
Okay.
Zhang Shui at the Australian Open when she eliminated Simona Halep and went all the way, I think, to the 4th round. And she had that great story. She was, that was kind of weird. And Naomi Osaka at the US Open, she had a little bit of a coming out party.
That was fun.
And Monica Puig, that was my breakout at the Olympics. And remember Lucas Pouille eliminating Rafa Nadal at the US Open in that ridiculous match.
Yeah, and then he continued to play well, so that was good.
Yeah, that was good for him. And you know what? And then actually Kapliskova getting to the final of the US Open, because none of us thought she would like falter.
I am here for her.
Yeah. She was great. So those were a couple of the signature memorable moments for me. And then of course like the resurgence of Delpo, but it's not really a breakout, and the return of Sveta. Those were just like those were just sort of like fun, memorable moments. What about you?
I have to say that I loved Cibulkova's
team
show. As much as we all hate 2016 because she got a big title, Maria, and moral high ground, and she gets to stick it in the rest of the people who are coming for her. She got married. She know how to work a little tiny body. The finals was a half fucking mess. And as much as we are over and tired and sick of Dominic Thiem, I have to say that he has been, even if it's just showing up at every goddamn tournament, he is consistently on the court. And he has had he's played fairly well at the majors, and he's won a couple titles. I think it was 4 titles for the year, if I'm not mistaken.
If he can learn to manage his schedule, he's going to be somebody that has to be
right. And for the liabilities that he has, he manages himself well in the big moments, I would say, a lot of the time. So I have to give him credit there. And for he's not getting flustered.
I don't think he manages himself in the big moments at all. I think he manages himself. Every big moment, he's faltered at his home tournament. In majors, he's faltered. But he does do what he needs to do. He's a does what he needs to do kind of player.
But I mean, but you're considering that he's not a player who's going to blow you off the court. I mean,
yes, for sure.
By better players who are just better and more experienced than him. And hopefully, let's see what he would bring. Let's see how his learning curve is. And I think for the next gen or whatever, he's by far the most consistent, taking it seriously, who's not getting distracted in.
Who?
Dominic Thiem. He's not getting distracted in Dominic Thiem.
Oh, we forgot.
Not hearing
Zverev,
right.
Zverev beating Federer.
Well, yes, but I mean, Dominic
Thiem Federer and Halle
isn't getting caught up in madness. He's getting caught up in tennis, which is good. So let's see how that works. He would need to get a personality for someone to really care about him, but
people
hopefully
seem to
that
like
will
him.
come into him.
Dominic Thiem is not going to develop a personality. What you see is what you get, and that's okay for people. You think he's going to get better personality-wise?
He better got that.
What else?
I hope for our sake he does, because God knows.
I mean, what are you going to do?
I can't. Could you imagine that though? Oh God. I can't even get excited about Murray. No, please.
Let's make him be a permanent top fiver that plays well and works hard.
He can be the new Burditch.
Or maybe the new Ferrer.
Yeah, probably Ferrer, not Burditch.
Probably the more Ferrer.
Ferrer just standing there is much more interesting than Dominic Team doing anything.
Can you imagine there's somebody at Ferrer is actually more interesting than Dominic Team? I mean, wait.
I mean, because David Frey just has to take off his shirt. And then that's it.
Bite the towel.
Dominic Team.
Well, Ferrer is pretty. You're right. He is extremely pretty. So
yeah, and that covers a multitude of sin. Because we all know Fifi Lopez ain't saying nothing interesting ever.
No, you know what? No, I've interviewed.
But he put on a pair of glasses, and we swear to God he could solve E = MC squared.
Listen, I've spoken to Feliciano Lopez a couple times in interviews. He's actually quite thoughtful. He tries.
Oh
my God. He does.
Okay, so
stop lying on a Sunday, girl. Stop lying.
Yeah. All right. When did you know that 2016 was over? That it needed to be?
When was I convinced 2016 needed to be over?
I know when I was. For me, it was July 26th.
What happened on July 26th?
Federer was out.
I had an early.
What?
When Federer said something had happened when they went to bid the kids, and he said, I'm going to skip a couple of tournaments, and that's when shit really started to happen. When Federer had that little minor absence, everything went crazy. Maria said she got a meldonium. Then facts started to not matter. People started saying shit.
That was the beginning of the end.
For me, it was just like I can't.
It was when Andy Murray won Wimbledon. I was like, oh, this year's gonna be shit. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It was just such an uninteresting match.
Let's wait for the positive of that.
It was just such an uninteresting final. And I was like, what? This is going to be the Wimbledon final? And I was like, shit, man, no. And so I was like, no, this year needed to stop. So that was probably I was still duking it out with the year.
Okay. I wasn't. I was not.
It was early.
Make it happen. No, because I still planned on seeing Janina in Cincy. I had tickets for Cincy, so I had to keep the hope alive. So I was like,
other than hanging out with people in Cincy,
no.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
I mean,
and the Paul actually continued over the U.S. Open too. Like there weren't really, it was a
rainy summer.
It was a sad year. It was a sad year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to.
It was a glimpse into the future. Get ready, people.
I mean, it wasn't. You listen. It's not to say that there wasn't quality tennis happening. There was definitely some quality tennis, but overall, there was just like a general fatigue in terms of storyline, in terms of narratives that were interesting to watch play out, and just the energy. There wasn't a lot of energy on the tour. Everything felt very lackluster.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder why.
And it was, if you might want to take your lead from the number one player. I think it's very much I think Nole's lack of interest really represented something overall for the tour. It just really didn't have a lot of sing and body to it.
Here's a little theory. I got a little theory.
What's your theory?
And I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on, but I guess I'm always thinking in terms of sex. But hey, oh no.
God.
But you know what?
What is sex? What is sex?
It's like I'll tell you. Let me finish.
He'll tell us.
It's like tennis blew its entire wad in 2015. And come 2016, it just was limp.
Yeah.
It just had no drive, no energy. It just couldn't be sexy anymore. It just was just like, Ugh, a cigarette, please. Ugh. Because imagine 2015, you had the Serena going for the calendar slam, and that went belly up at the very last minute, and Serena was just like, fuck it, sayonara, see you. You had Nole, and Nole was going for like a calendar slam too, but that went belly up in Paris. But yet, you know, that he still had Federer, because Federer and he battled it out in the next two majors. And then you had this excitement, and then Federer sort of brought it the world out in London. But then we realized that Federer is getting old. Like, you know, like he has to manage his time better and his life better, and it's just not possible. And just like come 2016, Federer was in trouble from the earlier on, the very first major. After that was over with in the semifinal, he was like, and then 2000 Serena lost in Melbourne final, and it was just like, oh, 2016 is just.
So it was just destined to be a letdown.
It's a transition year, right? Is it a transition year?
Maybe, but the other thing is that we don't see what is there in the wings, I guess.
I can see it because, you know, to be honest,
just not excited. I
don't know. I mean, I don't want to put it all down to that, but okay, but that's fair.
I mean, because I mean, you had two. I mean, those were big stories, and Serena's calendar slam wasn't just big for WT; it was big for all of tennis.
Yeah,
it was bringing a whole bunch of people into tennis that weren't really interested in tennis. Serena was bringing the plebs from all over the world, and when that didn't happen, all the marketing people just like, we need to change.
What do we do now?
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have anything to sell us. They didn't have anyone to sell us. And like I said, honestly to God, I feel like Nole was forced to go to London. If he had his way, he would have called the end of his season ages ago.
You know, sometimes it feels like that, right?
Yeah. So I felt like there was nothing. 2016 had nothing compelling. Serena getting to 22 didn't change the world. Nothing happened. Nothing magical happened. People still remain racist as fuck, you know, and just nothing. It didn't do anything as we suspected it would do. And 2016 just never had anything substantial. It just want throughout. I mean, Angie won, yes, there are minor moments, they're magical moments, but nothing definitive happened in 2016.
So
at any point.
Not really, no. I mean, we got new number ones, but hey, whatever. We have all pretty much said we're not too impressed with that.
But you see those number one, but those number ones, they're bridesmaids. You know what? They just seem like, you know, you go to a Broadway show and you expect to see the star, and then you got the note saying, you know, oh, he or she isn't into that.
You get the understudy.
You got the understudy. And this is what we're watching here, the understudies. Not that they're not good. Not that they're not talented. Right. But we know that there's somebody else better and much more exciting and much more compelling right behind there. And it's just what it is. Spring in the action.
We let's wrap this up with our fans, because they're fun.
And they're shady as fuck, and I
shady
love
as
you
fuck,
for that.
and we are going to start with some shade. I asked people to tweet me their most memorable moments of 2016. Deep Fried Lard said, when Sharapova won the ... wait. You know what? I said shady bitch. That's exactly what I said. Nigel at Football Tennis, his favorite moments were on court was Puig winning gold, and off court Meldonium.
Hey.
Man, Meldonium really was a central theme this year. Totally. Lovely Drama Girl said most of her stuff was off court. The quicksand court in Rio, and Nicole Gibbs takes on the entire GOP and ATP.
Yep, that was great.
That was good. That was good.
Your main boy Tony was just like 22 and Cincy, and that's it. Putting my stand aside, it was cool for Kerber to get number one on the US Open. Too bad about Australian Open getting cancelled.
Tony's so shady.
Tony. Let's not live in an alternate world where facts don't matter. Okay, Tony.
Andreen Stephanie US agreed with you. How you say her name? Ji Zhang.
Yeah.
At hers, and she said, "I can't believe Realz. I can't believe this didn't make your list." Venus's run to the semis at Wimbledon.
Yeah, that was great.
All lives matter. All lives matter. That's all I'm saying.
That just erased everything for you.
Because you know what? I was wanting to give Venus a pass for that, but then I remember Venus answering that question at Rio. So don't tell me you're getting all. I don't know why it happened, but you know, all lives matter. Indonesia. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No spam. None of that. Not here for that. Venus.
At Drop Shot Lob and at Sam's Biceps, both are picking Monica Puig at the Olympics, and also
was that really that big? Really?
Yes.
Perspective, Real. That's the first. I think it's the only gold medal Puerto Rico has ever gotten.
Ever.
Yes, that is true.
Ever. That's
and then there was the All Williams match at Wimbledon.
Yes.
Steph also added Sveta. You know what? That was fun. It was so fun to watch her kind of make this little resurgence this year.
Yeah, her resurgence.
I really hope that she can continue that. And then Thai guy, Peter. Come on, Peter. Andy Murray winning the gold and capturing #1 and Angie slams. Could you be any more PC?
But he loves those. Those are
I know.
Yes.
Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. At Biographer 1. She says when Alt Harrison blocked me.
That's like a
oh my God! Talking about block. One of my favorite moments of the year was when Sergei Stakhovsky unblocked me. Hey, just say that's one of my favorite moments. So
good. Let's see. We got somebody gave me a list. Where is it?
Oh, I have the list right here.
Okay, read the list.
No, you mentioned it. Okay. 1, Rena 22. That's all things Serena. 2, Stacko at Stacko Tennis on Realz Tennis Fans Podcast. Hey, see. 3, Dopina Pova. That's number 3. 4, Vika's baby. 5, sexism. 6, Nole. 7, match fixing. And 8, psych evaluation.
That's true.
That's a good way to round it out.
I think we should probably put number 9 and medical mental timeouts. So
I see, for all of our grumblings, I came up with a list of good matches. So I'm gonna list them.
Okay.
What?
Matches of the year contenders.
Okay.
All of Delpo's matches, but mostly Delpo versus Murray at the Olympics. That was pretty ridiculous. Federer snatching Cilic from being 2 sets up. Dominika Sibylkova versus Svetlana. Did they not play in Singapore?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Rafa versus Puig. That was nervy. Just watch the last set of that one.
Right.
Domi.
That was good.
Domi versus Aga. Remember that Aga-Domi match in Wimbledon? That was freaking ridiculous. I don't think you guys remember that match.
I didn't get to watch it.
That match was crazy. And Angie getting her ass smacked by Petra in Wuhan. If I'm not mistaken.
That's being shady, but okay.
Oh my God.
Oh no. And actually I said just a roll through of Venus's run at Wimbledon. Remember how joyful we all were? That was a really, really ridiculous.
Because she was joyful too, right?
That was really
so fun.
Really fun moment from the year. That was actually one of the better moments. That was like the Zheng Shui. That was like the Zheng Shui moment in Aussie, and Venus was having hers. The French didn't have any really, because everybody was soppy mess. But
oh my God.
And then Serena's 22. Although it wasn't, I thought it was a solid match, but I think getting the 22 was nice.
Yeah,
that was a good moment. I thought she was going to roll up in the US Open and have something real fun happen, but
Didn't work out that way again.
That body is not as reliable as she thinks it could be.
But
so
that was great.
I want to give a heads up to our listeners real quick. Our friend of the podcast, Tony, made these amazing calendars for us. First of all, thank you.
Thank you publicly, Tony. I looked through mine. I didn't like some of the pictures, but you know what? I forgot who you are, and who you stand for.
Your faves.
And I have to say, Tony, high quality. I don't know who the fuck color printer you're working with, but you know what?
Great.
They are really nice, guys.
They're amazing.
Took the time to put the start of every tournament date for the entire year of 2017.
That's great.
So I want to extend the offer for our listeners to buy one. If you're interested, contact me. Even know that if you are an international listener, you're paying for the fucking shipping. But they are available. He has some available, and I'm telling you, I have one. He gifted us each one. That was very nice, and they're nice. I mean, they're really, really nice. He put in a lot of work, and you can know exactly what's happening all year.
And I think all of the pictures are the ones that
took the pictures. Yes, okay. Each month represents a player, and they're all photos that he took himself.
That's great.
So yeah, that's that.
Get on that, people. Get on that. Are we ending now, ladies?
I think we're done.
We're done.
I just want to put
16.
Yes.
Wah, wah, wah.
I just want to say, I don't want to end on a sad note. So, excuse me, I'm just going to say two things. One, despite all of the madness of 2016, I am ecstatic. Well, let me not say ecstatic, but I'm happy that that brought the Nole fam down a couple pegs, even though they think it blocked their access, though they were thinking they could go everywhere with their number one fan Nole family access card. That they quiet down and that they realize Nole is human and that he is susceptible to women and lackluster play, and he's just and that.
And gluten.
He can be undone with a bagel, a breadstick. That's how it works. But that every fave, no matter how great your fave is, they always have a come down. And I have to say that 2016 gives me a renewed in my Twitter family, the people that support our podcast. I really appreciate it. The tweets, the comments, the back and forth, it's always lovely from around the world. As Janina and Andreen know, I am horrible with gender and people on Twitter. I just imagine them as just what's there. I don't imagine them as anything else but characters, 140 characters. But I enjoyed our GIF game, our meme game. It's been lovely, and as always, discussing tennis, and for you to also listen to us as we talk about other things, our 13 podcast and also our election podcast. And let us not forget the lovely guests that we had on our podcast this year. We had Renee, we had Sergey, cannot forget Sergey, we had Richard Ng, we had Kamal Murray. Am I forgetting anyone?
Gero Kreshmer.
Yes, we definitely had him as well. And it was lovely to have all those people on our podcast, and that day we didn't bite them.
And all of the fans that came on.
The anti-drug expert, Richard,
yeah.
Richard Ng, yeah, I mentioned Richard Ng.
But it's always fun to talk to our listeners. Jasmine,
yes.
Tony, Shawnee, who else? I don't know.
Lovely drama girl.
Ben,
Maya, Ben. Yes, Ben came on our podcast again. Ben hosted us on his podcast.
Yeah.
But in his podcast, I should say.
It's been a good
so thank
year
you for that. It's been a pretty good year for us. You know, we are the exception to 2016.
And Janina and I got to meet up. So Janina goes back to Cincy next year. So put that in your calendar, your Tony calendar. Maybe you get a chance to meet up with her. I'm probably going to be going to Indian Wells for a day. Just a day. I'm definitely going to be at the U.S. Open second week. So look me up if you're going to go.
So I'll be there as well, for sure. Are you going to Miami this year?
No, I'm not. I'm substituting Miami for ding, 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 ding. I'm going to the second week of Wimbledon.
Woohoo!
Whether I get tickets
Janina,
or not.
did you get that? Hold up. Janina, did you get a memo? Did you get a memo, Janina?
No, I did not. I'm like that. But I don't have tickets. So you know how Wimbledon works.
I pray long lines and queues for you.
I'm sure you do. I'm just going the second week.
Janina, when we win the lotto, we'll be driving by her in our buggy and we'll be like, hey, girl.
All you got to do is go visit family. That's how I do it.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Can I be in your family?
You can. Okay. So I'm going to try to see some.
I got grind. I'm good. I got grind.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm going to try to see what I can do. And
all right.
One thing I will say, I am exploring the under 21 tournament that's going to happen in Milan, I think.
Oh, yes. That looks really exciting.
That looks interesting to me. So if anyone's going to go to that.
I just hope it ain't WTA Zhuhai. I hope it ain't the WTA version.
No.
You
know what? It's very specific. It's age specific. It's anyone that's under 21 in the top 7, and then they give themselves the number 8 seed is a wild card. So they get. But
next year, the people who I think I'll be excited about, like Curious and Zverev, aren't they aged out?
No.
I mean, only 19.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these won't. So it just depends. You know, it depends on how it depends. Because also they kept it. What is it? It's top 20. So I think they're probably going to be playing with the 8.
There's going to be a ranking race just like there is to London, but for the team points for that actually playing. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Curious would be 21 next year.
Oh, it's fine. But he doesn't have to go to under 21. Curious should be working to get to the real ATP.
Yeah.
Final, the World Tour Finals. He's of that ilk. He should be moving there. The other ones, they should definitely be working to try to get to this. And, you know, I mean, I like ATP tennis, as you know, and so it could be interesting just to see, because they should all be comparable in terms of performance.
The cream who rise to the top.
Yeah, and because they're comparable in performance, I would expect the matches to be more competitive. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it could be interesting. So something to think about for the new year. It is the week before the World Tour Finals.
All right.
Yeah, could be fun if anyone listens to it.
So
in Milan.
Thank you all for listening, and hope you enjoy our podcast. And we hope to be back in 2017,
Woohoo!
Bigger, better, and someone from the WTA. You need to get your ass on our podcast. Just letting you know. Sveta, Stacy.
Stacy ain't around no
you know.
Maybe you can reach out to Stacy now that she's done.
And that's why we should get her. Lindsay. You know, hey, Serena, Venus.
All Lives Matter, Venus. We'd love to talk to you about that. Yes. Anywho, it's been fun, guys.
Ciao.
The best part of the tennis season for us is chatting with y'all.
Goodbye and good night, people.